Brett Sockold here, helping you make every class Catholic. When we talk about permeating every class with Catholic faith, there's a lot of theoretical pieces in history and math or science. A question I get a lot is for elementary school teachers. They say, okay, this theoretical stuff is important, I understand, and it makes a lot of sense in grade 9 and 10 and 11, but I'm teaching grade 2, and we don't do the theory, the relation between God and creation and what that means for a Catholic attitude towards science, right? And so I get asked, what does this mean for elementary school teachers? Elementary school teachers are experts in making the theoretical into the experiential. It's not that grade 2s are not capable of theory. It's that the way grade 2s approach theory is through experience and reflection on experience. And so if you want to do curriculum permeation in an elementary school context, you need to think about experiences and then giving kids opportunities to reflect on them. I'll share one of my favorite stories. My daughter Dorothy loves coloring. And so one day she comes up to me. We were expecting our 7th child. And so Dorothy was about 6 years old. And she comes up to me and she says, "Dad, you and Mom make babies, right?" And it was our 7th child. What could I say? Yes, Dorothy. Yes, your mom and I make babies. And she says, "But God makes babies, right?" I couldn't argue with that. I said, "Yes, Dorothy, God makes babies." And she said, "Well, how does that work?" So I said, "Dorothy, you love coloring, right?" She says, "Yeah, I love coloring." I said, "Okay, the last thing you colored, were you the one who colored it?" And she said, "Yes." And that was obvious. And I said, "But the marker that you used to color it, did the marker color that paper too?" And I was ready at this point for a theoretical discussion with my 6-year-old about primary and secondary causality and how higher causes can transcend lower causes and how God can work through secondary causes and all this stuff from Thomas Aquinas, right? And when I said, "And the marker colored it too," or when I asked her, did the marker color it? I was ready for that and I didn't need it because Dorothy paused for a second and she looked at me and she said, "Oh, I get it." A 6-year-old can understand that 2 different kinds of things can be causes in 2 different ways that aren't in competition with each other. But if I explained it to a 6-year-old by using that sentence, she probably would have said, "Sorry, what?" But when I helped her to reflect on her experience of coloring, the theory was as plain as day to her. And so elementary school teachers, when you're trying to make every class Catholic, your first step is to give people an experience, and your second step is to help them reflect on it. And kids are smart. They can do this. They just need the right way in. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, why not share it and help someone else make every class Catholic?